Hey, Matt here with Mainline Overland. We wanted to do a little in-depth walkthrough video on how we installed our second mod on the 2021 MLO Ford Bronco. Second mod was the Squadron Sport Rs with the amber lenses, R standing for that round lens on the Baja Design's A-pillar lights. We're going to give you an in-depth walkthrough of how we installed these, so stay tuned. Step one of our install process, we actually remove the weather pack connector off of the Baja Design's light harness. This makes for a cleaner install using heat shrink wrap butt connectors, and we'll actually use a second layer of heat shrink wrap on the exterior to make for a nice OEM look that's nice and clean. Then we remove the trim cap off the mirror to expose where we're going to be routing the wiring harness. Now we can feed that wiring harness through the trim cap base and into the cowl portion on the passenger side. You can see us feeding that harness through into the engine bay. Now we're test fitting the light bar brackets onto a small piece of felt that we like to put in between the trim pieces for a clean install that's not going to rub through that plastic trim. We're now attaching the light bracket to the mirror cap trim. Tighten that down, make sure it's fixed in a nice sturdy manner. Now we're attaching our Baja Design Squadron Sports to the light bracket. Now we're going to move to the driver's side and repeat the same install process. The next step in the install process is removal of the plastic push clips that hold the plastic trim on the cowl. This will allow us to have room to run the wiring harness from the passenger side to the driver's side where we're going to be connecting our wiring. Once we route the wiring, we can reinstall the push clips in the cowl. So one of the really nice features of the Bronco is that all the wiring is already pre-run from the factory. We can basically go in to the owner's manual, type in auxiliary, and pull up the wiring diagram for our auxiliary switches. So now that we have the wiring run to the driver's side, we're going to combine the power and ground wires on our Baja Design's light harness. We're going to then connect these with a butt connector to an extension harness to tie into our factory wiring. Again, we're using heat shrink wrap butt connectors, an additional layer of heat shrink wrap on top of this for a clean OEM look that will be weather tight. We then install our ground wire to the harness and our power wire extension that we're going to tie in with our factory auxiliary switch. Now we can see a nice clean OEM install coming out of the driver's side. So that wraps up the latest mod on the MLO 2021 Ford Bronco. If you missed out, definitely click on the link above for the latest video where we installed our Evo Course wheels on our Ford Bronco.